Hey guys, I kinda just threw this episode together. Yeah, it's over an hour long, but I wanted to give a legit special shout out to all the podcasters and all the hosts out there that actually podcasts day in, day out, and put material together. Just gonna shout off some names. I will drop their links in the description below. I'm talking about people like Chopping It Up with Bree and Real. Number one, I do follow them on Instagram. I didn't realize I was not following them on Facebook. I actually am going to go do it now. Chopping with IN. It's not ING. They're really great, doing a great job. And I got a couple more to get through. This is just all people that aren't famous or anything. I don't want to get into that either. So next we got Justin's Eye on Entertainment World Review. He's doing a great job. He just dropped his new episode, The Meaning of Christmas, which I have not heard yet because I was busy working on this and the Jimmy Jam Holiday Hour. Also, I also want to give a shout out to Cody, Lewis, and the Daily Chat. His latest episode was 106, Men True Masculinity, which I did hear was a great episode. That was on October 19th. Alright, I'm just gonna also name one or two more. I'm gonna say Rudolph. That's Underground Chicago Talk Podcast. That's Rudolph. His last episode, It's Christmas, and I have not heard that yet, so I'm going to hear that one. I try to keep up with all these guys. You gotta be realistic out there. If you're a podcaster, you only can listen. I give myself 5 to 8 podcasts as I like to listen to, or something like that. Okay, and last but not least, sorry if I'm missing anybody, Strong Body and Strong Soul, Maria Humphreys. Her last episode was Changing the World with Social Media. She's big on that. I actually want to listen to her, and I love her accent. It's crazy. You got to check her out. She does a lot of talk about how to get better at things and use your mics and use your words. Another thing is, if you're not a podcaster and you don't want to be, you can join our groups. And Maria Humphreys has a group. I have a group. I don't want to say I don't care, but I want to see people out there get better. Now, I have a group, The Jimmy James Show, and I have my own Facebook, but I really don't do social that much. But if you do, and you follow any of these podcasters I just mentioned, and I will put the description and the link below, please go check them out. And always, you could, if you don't like their podcast, that's understandable. You can always go check out something similar or something that might, jump up in your algorithm on whatever platform you're listening to. Anchor, Spotify. I know Anchor's not a big thing when you go to listen to something, especially not anymore, because Spotify is Anchor and Anchor is Spotify. There's iTunes. There's so much out there. Google, you name it, it's there. YouTube. And Spotify also has the option for video podcast. I've only done one, which was a test vid just to check it out. I might do one for New Year's. I'm thinking about it. That's not a guarantee. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see where this next year takes me. I really promised a lot last year that I did deliver on some, but not everything. So I only wanted to just take this 5 minutes just to say thank you to everybody around the world who's followed me personally and listened to me. Really means more than I can say, so I'll just leave it at thank you. Start the beat. it is now time to explain to people just what's wrong with me. Hey, what's up, guys? Before I even start the show, I want to give a big, huge shout out to Dave, my buddy Dave, up at the Wawa. He literally said, "Oh yeah, that's right, you got a podcast." We were talking about it. I forget how it came up. I probably said, "Yo, Dave, I got a podcast. I desperately need followers. Will you follow me?" After I didn't mention anything about it, he was like, "Dude, don't you have a podcast?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" And he goes, "I want to follow you, man. You just seem so funny." And I was like, "Yeah, that's right. I mean, I am funny." Long story short, man, he opened up his phone, right? He opened up his phone. He found me, like, instantaneously, and he hit the follow button. I mean, like, he didn't need any assistance either. He did that all by himself. All I had to do was say, "Yeah, I got a podcast. Jimmy James, A to Z." And, like, he literally followed me. And I was like, man, if it's that easy, because some people out there, like family and friends, just be like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot you had a show, blah, fuckity blah." And it's been so hard to get around to do that. Like, I don't know. I don't think following a show and painting a house kind of fall into the same category. Basically, what I'm saying is stop being fucking lazy, follow the show, blow me up. That came out wrong. That still came out wrong. Just like Dave, how he hooked me up with a follow, you could do that too. All you gotta do is open up your phone, your device, your computer, your tablet, on any platform. That's right, no excuse, any platform, except, some radio that I'm not gonna say, but I don't want to be too serious about that. Just follow me, and that's all you gotta do. I'm not asking for this, and I'm not asking for that. I'm not asking for a magical pony to fly me to Mars or fucking blow me on weekends. I don't know. By the way, if you do know anybody with that magical pony, please let me know. Alright, where else was I? Oh yeah, this was all supposed to be about Dave. Dave, the guy, big guy with the beard at Wawa. Really went above and beyond. I mean, it's pretty much like running a marathon. 2 marathons, or winning the gold at the Olympic medal for what he did for me. I mean, it's pretty much the same. Anyway, all you gotta do, like Dave, is to follow my podcast show, or my show, I don't know. I'm not asking you to follow me, like, "Oh, go follow me on Twitter and Facebook." No. All you gotta do is follow me just like Dave did. Did I mention Dave from Wawa? This dude's just an employee. He don't get paid to follow me. I'm not getting anything, or he's not getting anything for me to shout him out. That's called being a human being. So, this show is dedicated for Dave. Thank you for the follow. You're a fucking legend. And thank you for always asking how I'm doing, how my buddy's doing, just in general being a human being. Anyway, I hope you have a great holiday and a great New Year's. And also everybody else out there who's been following me. You guys have a good one too. Alright, peace out. This one's for you. Alright, hey, what's up? I'm back. So, I named this episode Things to Do. Now, the reason why I named this episode that is because I know people can get bored out there. So, I'm gonna tell you, or whatever, things you could do to keep yourself occupied. By the way, how I got the name of this episode is how I wanted to get into it. So, the other day, I would say 2 days ago, right now it's the 23rd of December 2022, I have a notepad down on my kitchen, and it says, like, a things to do, paper notepad, whatever, to take notes on. It's the thing it's the thing you have, like, a pen or a pencil and you write on it. It doesn't have a screen or anything. Anyway, I wrote, "Are you here?" ? Because I was trying to keep in mind about the skit I wanted to do. And I put, "Are you here?" ? I came down the next day and I seen there was shit written on it, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, it's a pretty big notepad, and it says, everyone is here. Jesus is the reason for season. No one goes through the Father unless him or Jesus birthday. Happy birthday, Jesus. 12/25/22. He be 2022 AD, years old on earth. He be 2022 AD, years old on earth. And then I was going to write something. Anyway, this is what happens when you do so much drugs in your life. This is the outcome of shit that happens. I'm not going to say who wrote this, but I honestly don't know what the fuck this was trying to say. And I'm not going to say who wrote this, even though I know my listeners, my followers, all my supporters have a pretty good idea who wrote this. Once again, everyone is here. After I said, "Are you here?" ? Nothing else. Once again, I'm sorry I had to explain that, but anyway, this is Things to Do. Stay tuned for more weirdness right here on the Jimmy James Show, A to Z. Ah, fuck. Hey guys, real quick, also, this is something I just wanted to add in there. This was a message by Justin Stewart, and honestly, guys, an incredible friend, great guy, always checking up on me. Here's Justin Stewart with just a little message he wanted to leave to me and you guys, my followers, my listeners. Here we go.
Hey, Jimmy, I just got up a little bit ago. I worked late into the early morning hours this morning. Got your message. Everything's going good. The mediation is set for February 1st. About 2 weeks later, I should have whatever I'm going to get out of this and, you know, and do what I got to do. And you can post this on your show if you want to. That way your audience knows no details about the case or anything, obviously. And I also want you and your listeners to know that I wish them a safe and happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Sorry. And a Happy New Year. And a happy Christmas and a good Christmas Eve and safe travels. I hope you and your dad and mom and everybody's doing good and are, you know, ready for the holiday season because it's, you know, the holidays because it's here. God bless y'all and Merry Christmas from me and the Justin's On Entertainment Show. And I will talk with you later, my friend. Bye.
Thank you, Justin. Honestly, you're the best, man. Also, I wanted to say thank you for that message and happy holidays. I did leave him a message back. I honestly don't remember what I said. I know I said thanks and all, whatever. I don't know if I'll leave in the whole message, but I know he was going through some, I should say, personal stuff, and we really couldn't talk about it. Even on the shows we did together, I did a show. He's been on my show once or twice, and I was on his once or twice. I can't remember, but we were on each other's show, and we really couldn't talk a lot about it. We talked about a little bit of stuff, and I'll leave that for Justin, you know, on his show. Hopefully he'll dive into that. That's Justin Stewart. That's Justin Stewart, Eye on Entertainment and World Review. Also, another good friend of mine that you guys know these guys because I always I always mention them. Let me put up my mic real quick and turn off this. Is Cody Lewis. He's always hitting me up. Or, you know, we try to check in with each other. Cody and Justin haven't done a show in a while. And I really haven't had a chance to talk to him as why. Now, Justin, I know he was on a season 2 break, and I think it was season 3. And, you know, the holidays. But Cody hit me up, and he just hit me up, hey, hope all is good, Mr. James. You know, and that's just the shit that I need to hear. It came off bad, but that's what I'm saying. That stuff motivates me. And even though you might not be in the mood to do a show, or you might not be in the mood to listen, look, if you could just think about somebody else besides yourself for 2 seconds and just sit there and say, you know what, I haven't heard from Cody, I haven't heard from Justin, let me go hit these guys up. And this was 6 days ago, he hit me up. And, you know, I wasn't really in the mood to talk, you know what I mean? Anybody, I'm sure people out there can relate. But when you do these shows, you're more like on the chill side. You don't want to be always talking, or even texting for that matter. But I mean, Cody and Justin are the type of people, and there's a lot of other people out there, which I'll get to, that will hit you up and they'll kind of be like, yo, I haven't heard from you, what's going on? And maybe that gives you a spark to, I don't know, be like, all right, I gotta get out of this. Like, I gotta make a show. I haven't done anything. And, for instance, Cody, I'm not going to read every text here, but basically, he said that him and his wife, and that was the reason I was going to say, I'm sorry I'm all over the place, I'm trying to get to the meat of the show, but he was, I was going to say, wife, kids, life, holidays, all this shit can slow you down. So don't give up on these guys if they're not putting shows out like day after day or 3 times a week. Alright, so what I was going to say is him and his wife went to go see Avatar. The second Avatar, obviously. I was actually going to go see it. He said it was a pretty solid, that's his words, pretty solid movie. Now, from what I've heard from the movie and what I've seen, it looks good. When the movie came out, Avatar, the first one, the technology it seemed like it was way ahead of its time. Because it's not a cartoon, it was more CGI, you know, and it was just like almost flawless in a way. So I can't wait to see it. And then when he said that, I figured I was going to go see it in the movies, which I usually don't do. But then I realized, I'm Christmas shopping. Last minute Christmas shopping. And I was like, yeah, and I don't want to go to the movies alone. But anyway, I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go do it. I went to go see the movie. They had 2, one in regular, and then one in, real D, or 3D, real D, whatever, I don't know. And I didn't get a chance to ask Cody that, what he's seen it in. I guess real D is 3D now? I don't know. I don't know a lot of things, but I seem to say a lot. So anyway, I also wanted to wish a Merry Christmas to Cody Lewis, his wife, Mrs. Lewis. I have not got a chance to meet her yet, but I just had a really good idea. Cody should sit down with his wife and do a show. That's just an idea. I hope if you're listening to this, Cody, you know, you don't have to listen to me at all, but do a show with your wife. No, like seriously, I think that would be so cool. If I had a wife, I would definitely make her. I would make her get on the show. But, yeah, he has, The Daily Chat with Cody Lewis. That's the name of his show. And I never really thought that The Daily Chat meant like he was going to do a show every day. But he really did. In the beginning, he was doing a show pretty much every day. And they weren't really long. They were between 15, 25 minutes in that time. Which you got to understand that doing one show, if you're going to edit and do the work and just, you know, put stuff into the show, there's a lot of other work that has to be done. That's why sometimes my shows take a week or 2 to get out, or it takes me a while. I just need a break. And to be honest, I have something coming up, which is the start of this show, Things to Do, and I'm going to get into a little bit about that and reasons why I take time off, and it wasn't just because of the holidays. So this is just me sitting here for a couple minutes trying to put sentences together, and also to say to everybody out there, have great holidays. Everybody have a great holiday. All the podcasting friends, the groups out there, the people I listen to, I'm going to throw some names out there like Cody Lewis, Justin Stewart, even Bill Burr, man, like I love him. there's the Bree and Real podcast. I have not had a chance to really listen to them, but there's more out there also that I have to catch up on, and I'm sorry, but there's more people that I talk to in the groups, and I'm not mentioning right now. And another person I would like to say Merry Christmas to personally is Rudolph. That's Chicago Underground Radio, or Chicago Talk Underground Radio. I was trying to pull it up on my library here, but I'll tell you, if I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. I will, whoever I'm missing now, I'll put in later. But I'm going to get into the meat of this episode, and yeah, that's about it. So once again, guys, thank you for being a good friend through podcasting and the podcasting realm, especially used to. And Rudolph also hits me out once in a blue moon. And there is other people who do not do podcasting that I know, like Jeff. I'm just trying to think of his last name for a second. I know his last name. It's so hard to say. It's hard to say for me because I'm, mostly retarded. Yeah, so, anyway, that's Jeff Ealing, and he's an artist. Dude's amazing on a guitar. He has a couple really good hits that I like personally. I was going to try to pull up his, because it's different from the podcasting when I'm looking for more. It says, like, I'm on the Xbox looking for more artists and stuff, but yeah, I cannot find his thing for some reason, which sucks. God damn it. Anyway, also, I'll give you guys a couple new ones that I've been looking at as well. I checked out The Old Men and the Three. That's basketball. That's more basketball than anything. Also checked out the Club Rainbow with Bill Maher. Club Rainbow. I listen to Jim Florentine. Everybody is awful. I mean, I really don't get into these guys that much, but I also checked out Missing Persons Mysteries. Steve Stockton. I do not know him, but yes, I've been listening to that. And also Underground. And by the way, I want to correct myself here with Rudolph. It's Underground Chicago Talk Podcast. And last but not least, there's so many more here. Strong Body, Strong Soul. That's Maria Humphreys. I mentioned her plenty of times. She really gets into social media and just a lot about social media, but also about changing. I don't know if that makes sense how I'm saying it, but changing, helping you out personally, and stuff like that. And one more just to throw it in. One more just to throw it in there. I did say Bree and Real. I haven't heard any of their latest stuff, but they did put out another episode 48, Tattletale, which is 34 minutes long, and I'm adding that right now, so I listen to it later. Alright guys, Merry Christmas, and that's Chopping It Up with Bree and Real. Is a podcast about two opinionated 30-somethings chopping it up about life lessons, parenthood, marriage, dating, and current events with a dazzle of taboo topics. So go check those guys out. That's Chopping It Up with Bree and Real. BRI and RELL. Alright, be right back with the rest of this. Things to do.
If you're alone, don't just be alone. Try and find a neighbor to go to, a friend that's also alone. You two get together and do something. Play a video game if you're into that. If you're not, maybe watch some Christmas movies or something, or dust off some old books that you haven't read in a long time, or you always wanted to finish reading but never had a chance to. Well, it's the holidays, and if you're not working, then read a book or something. And those are suggestions that I could make for your audience, and I'll say the same thing on my podcast tomorrow when I do another one. My internet just got back on yesterday, I believe, yesterday or the day before, and, I had to catch up on a lot of work, so, but yeah, I'll check out that beat thing probably tomorrow when I'm more awake, so, just have a good show, man, and God bless you and your family, and hope you have a good holiday. Bye.
Once again, that was Justin Stewart. I was actually just talking to him. I can't believe he was up this late, but yeah. All right, so I wanted to get on to things to do. Listen, honestly, this is not like a podcasting thing, all right? I was actually just talking to Justin, and you heard the message there. I asked him, I told him, hey, I'm doing the show, things to do, but some people might not have, like, he was playing Xbox. I think he said he was playing EA 22, basketball 22. So, sorry, Justin, that you're playing that game. I used to play EA too, but, I went to 2K and then now 2K23. If anybody out there plays any Xbox or games, it's 2K23. The virtual currency, VC, is so expensive. It's ridiculous. But, I was telling Justin, I could literally do a whole show just on that alone. But anyway, I sent him beat layers. So they have 2 holiday ones in there. You guys heard the one holiday one I did, which is this one, I believe. But 1 second, this is not the same as mine, but this is their version of it.
Jingle bells, jingle all the day. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Woo,
so there's stuff like that, and I do got a new one which I did do already, which is this. See, now I like to take these beats and I actually like to switch it up a little bit, and I don't want it to sound nothing like, theirs. And I believe that you could have 100 people, give them the same beat with these beat layers and these beat things, and they're going to come out, every one of them's going to come out different. Now, on the Jingle Bell ones that I did, I didn't really like it. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was cool, but I wanted to change it up, and I did remix it a little bit. And you can even hear it in my trailer one I think I dropped. And then I'm going to make another one eventually, but I think I still have time because that episode doesn't come out until the 24th. So this is just things you can do. Even if you're not a big music person, just like what Justin said, well, I don't know if you guys heard everything. He said he'll check it out, but he always was saying to me, he's like, oh, I always like those beats that you do. And for some reason, a lot of my listeners they like the beats. I don't know why. They're not that great. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The beats aren't that great. It's just something that you can create for yourself. So maybe you might be a YouTuber. You might be, actually, let's take social media off the table. Let's say you're a fucking sports announcer for, I don't know, MMA. You could just have that music boom, 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 coming out to it. And, I've done stuff after I've done podcasts, and I've done raplets. I made up this thing called Raplits. 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 And I thought that, okay, it's just something for me to do. Because some people don't have nothing to do. Maybe their job is working from home. Maybe you're taking care of a loved one. Maybe you're driving on the road. I always think of truck drivers come in my mind, but people driving, or any kind of driving. And obviously, I don't want you to play on your phone while you're driving. But, I mean, the whole point of that is you're listening to me and I'll do it for you. So I was thinking, what else could I do? Let's say you got a long trip. You got a 5-hour journey, 6-hour, weird long hour journey ahead of you. and you want to put on a podcast show, and it's all the same bullshit, right? You got the mystery of the missing persons, which I like missing persons, but it's just like, I don't know, after a while, it kind of all blends together, and that's everything. And I can't even say I'm different from it. I try to be, but honestly, it's hard to listen to me at all. No, but it's hard to listen to me from 2020. Alright? You're listening to me like that, and even 2021, and you're hearing different, like I always say, come grow with me. You're hearing different shit, but it just sounds like it's all blended together. And there's a lot of podcasts, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of TikTok shit. Even YouTube now has on your phone. Do you remember when, this is not too long ago, YouTube had the minute videos where you can only view on your phone? Now they have them on your TV. Who's not sick of watching that shit? It's made for people like us, ADHD. And who's not sick of this shit? This song I've been hearing non-stop. Here it is, I'll play it for you. Okay, I found it. Who's not sick of this fucking song when you're scrolling YouTube? Right here.
Take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the bag. Horse stock is.
Alright, that's all I could take. That's basically, I heard that on the shorts, and it's take my horse to the hotel.
Take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Take my horse to the hotel road, I think. I'm gonna ride till I can't ride no more. And it's then it just sounds good, and then it blows up into this, I don't know. It sounds like somebody's throwing up on the mic. And I'm not saying that the song's bad or anything, but when you hear it every fucking time, it's on these shorts called Respect. It's like people doing extraordinary shit, which I'm not knocking those guys or anything like that, but I mean, there has to be more to life that you could do than watch fucking TV, YouTube all the time. Give you an example. My father, I come downstairs, and he's like, did you know that the aliens helped Christ, Jesus Christ and the aliens, they were on the same side, and they fucking blew each other in the parking lot, which, by the way, they created the first parking lot. It's just oh my god, he's still talking about the same shit. And I'm sure you have somebody like that, Even me to this day, what the fuck am I talking about? Nobody knows. That's the mystery. That's why you tune in. Alright, so that's it for the first part of this weird fucking wacky show. I like to keep things 10 to 15 minutes. I really did try to, before I end this part, I really do try to go back into my shows and see what has more listens and then plays. And I did tell you beatdowns, Just a Bad Day, stuff like that. Whose Line Is It? By the way, the Whose Line Is It 6 Ultimate Edition, yeah, you guys really like that, because I had a lot of listens, I should say, watchers. I had a lot of listens on that one. So, I keep that in mind, and I try to do the same things. Now, Just a Bad Day was honestly me having a bad day, and I turned it into, fuck it, I'm gonna make it a good day for somebody else. And, it's hard to do those skits, and it's when I try to be funny, it seems like I'm not as funny. It's the stuff that's right off the top of my head. That's just the way I am. Oh, and I figured out how to live forever. But first, stay tuned, because here's Anchor and the ad that keeps me going. And then the fuck was I talking about? I don't know. Stay tuned. Be right back after this. Oh, that's right. The life.
Getting Hot on Spotify Part 1 of 2. Various curations with different audience segments in mind, says O'Brien, the podcast editorial lead. These curated resources are as much for new podcast listeners as they are for fanatics with insatiable podcast appetites. We know that even though podcasts aren't new to us, there are still quite a few folks who are looking for their first or second podcast to love. So we try to leverage significant cultural moments and social conversations to bring as many people into the podcast funnel as possible, says Morris, the podcast editorial community lead. Morris touts the impact that podcasts can have on people's lives and how the playlists make those galvanizing stories more accessible. Listeners have improved their mental health, become better parents, become better citizens, and bought a house, to name a few things, because of podcasts they heard. We emphasize these unique and awesome stories that move countless people to action. And our curation strategy keeps this aspect front and center so that the Spotify app always has the human touch to keep our listeners engaged and coming back, he says. How the selection process works, as you can imagine, the podcast editorial team consists of voracious podcast consumers. Listening and learning are constants in our line of work, O'Brien says. The team has different sources and methods for finding podcasts to consider, including creator pitches, email newsletters about podcasting, social media, networks and studios they follow, recommendations from their content partnerships team, word of mouth, and searching around the Spotify app itself. Morris says the driving mission when doing their research is to listen to a wide range of shows and to uplift marginalized creators. He estimates that each editor spends about 20 hours a week listening to podcasts. Over the course of a year, that's almost 1,000 hours of podcast listening time. O'Brien says that while their curation criteria aren't cut and dry, in general, they are looking for creators and storytelling that have the ability to move listeners in both big ways and small. But they do have some specific qualities they seek in the podcasts they choose to feature. Not all will apply to every podcast, depending on the genre or audience, but these are some of the factors that the editorial team considers. Podcasters, take note, hook us and give us a reason to keeping listening, both educate and entertain us, e.g., narrative, investigative journalism, etc. Authenticity and inclusivity enlightens our challenges as through compelling conversation consistent across theme and production value packed with twists and unexpected surprises, e.g., true crime, documentary, personality driven and or have incredible host chemistry, e.g., interview driven shows well researched and include a range of voices, e.g., news and politics, science, history, delivers a frictionless listening experience, experimental in format, e.g., fiction, music, comedy. Getting Hot on Spotify Part 2 of 2. The team also takes into account audio quality, but that shouldn't deter creators who don't have the most advanced or sophisticated setups. As Wei says, it doesn't have to be a full professional studio, but the production value should not detract from the listening. Check out some of the podcast recording equipment and accessories and additional podcast microphones and audio equipment to get your studio set up for success. How creators can get noticed by the Spotify podcast editorial team. Beyond producing content that aligns with the editorial team's criteria, there are some extra steps creators can take to make an impression. Besides storytelling skills and creating quality, compelling content, Morris says that marketing and promotion will give creators an extra advantage. Social media is a great way to get your word out, not only to us, but to the world, by mentioning at Spotify Podcasts on Twitter, Instagram, and at Spotify on TikTok. He also recommends making sure the way you title your episodes is consistent and spending time on your episode descriptions. Pitch the most important and interesting parts of your show in a succinct way that will capture listeners' interests. Lastly, creators have the opportunity to pitch their podcasts directly to the editorial team for consideration using our submission form. This is an amazing way for creators to get in front of Spotify podcast editorial and potentially join the amazing shows featured on curated playlists. Creators are always being considered. If your podcast hasn't been featured on a curated community destination or playlist yet, that doesn't mean there won't be many more opportunities. Wei says, a lot of our curation is thematic, so if your podcast is not a current fit for something at this time, it may fit in a later collection or curation. The Spotify podcast editorial team is always revisiting podcasts, both old and new. They know more than anyone that creators just starting out will develop their skills, find their audience, and define their niche more and more as they go on. We meticulously keep track of every podcast we hear and check out. Podcasters are humans that grow and perfect their craft over time, so we definitely revisit shows all the time, says Morris. Guest-curated podcast playlists offer another entry point to being featured within Spotify's podcast spaces. These guests, identified by the Spotify podcast editorial team, bring in more diverse tastes and recommendations from trusted entertainers, influencers, activists, and other movers and shakers. So, when listeners see a playlist from someone they're a fan of or admire, they can check out what podcasts those people are into. Morris says that guest curations are an important part of amplifying podcast creators. These respected figures can reach the same communities and audiences that creators want to attract. In 2021, there were over 50 guest curations, and there are plans for even more in 2022. Some of Morris's personal favorite guest-curated playlists include those by Teenager Therapy, Sadhu Tejan Thomas Jr., and Stacey Abrams. Draw inspiration from featured creators. Creators are fortunate to be surrounded by an amazing source of inspiration on Spotify, other talented creators. All they have to do is look at the creators featured in community destinations in the newly launched Creator Space, a hub specially designed for this purpose. The Creator Space features curated shows and episodes that fall into 3 different, regularly updated categories: indie podcast picks, how to podcast, and featured video podcasts. Use these spaces to envision where your podcast could fit, and work towards that goal of one day being featured yourself. The podcast editorial team is always listening and paying attention.
Well, this is Jimmy James, and I'm here to tell you it's the ad. It's ads! Ad time! Shit!
Do you really know how precious life is? The total number of people who have ever been born is about 100 billion. Yet the genetic code that generates viable versions of us is capable of at least 10 to the 30th variations. That astronomically huge number is a 1 followed by 30 zeros, providing a million, trillion possible souls. Run through them all, and eventually we end up with you again. Or at least your twin. But that won't happen anytime soon. So far, our branch of the Tree of Life has produced no more than 0.00000000000000000.
Oh, we get it.
1% of all possible humans, forcing the conclusion that most people who could ever exist will never even be conceived.
Be right back. Hey guys, what's up? This is Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about why do we fear death? Why do you fear death? Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and start this right back up from where I just interrupted. Here we go.
Ever exist will never even be conceived. Each of us, for all practical purposes, is unique in the universe, now and forever. Being alive is the time to celebrate being alive. Every waking moment. All along the way, why not strive to make the world a better place today than yesterday? Simply for the privilege of having lived in it. Suppose we lived forever. One practical problem? If everyone born never dies, and if people keep making babies, then Earth's population will rapidly outstrip the resources to support it. So the day we stop dying must also be the day we find another orb to accommodate our overproduction of air-breathing humans. This need for extra planets will never cease. But the universe is vast, and just in our small sector of the galaxy, the catalogs are now rising through 5,000 known exoplanets. We just need to invent terraforming technologies and either warp drives or wormhole transportation systems, and all will be fine. But why do we long to live forever? We want to live forever because we fear death. We fear death because we are born knowing only life. Yet we don't fear having never been born. While it's surely better to be alive than dead, it's even better to be alive at all than to not ever exist. Religion through the ages has offered detailed accounts for what happens after death. For some, it includes what happened before you were born, a basic tenet of reincarnation. Science doesn't have much to say about Valhalla, or Elysium, or Hades, or heaven, or hell, or the spirits of your ancestors. The methods and tools of science do, however, make cold, concrete statements about what happens when you die. Upon death, there is no evidence that you experience the consciousness you enjoyed while alive, the electrochemical source of all your thoughts, feelings, and sensory awareness of the universe. Your brain, which normally lights up an MRI, becomes starved of oxygen. We know that's you disappearing because people who experience a series of ultimately fatal strokes tragically and systematically lose function of their mind and body as they descend into a state of non-existence. It's not as odd as it sounds. Were you conscious before you were conceived? Did you complain? Where am I? How come I'm not on Earth? No, you simply didn't exist. And if you're lucky to be born, your non-existence before life bookends your non-existence after death. Consider that humans are typically conceived in the single most intimate act of human affection. We then gestate in utero for 9 months, suckle for another 12 months, and require continual care through our toddler years. Afterward, humans attend elementary school to learn reading, writing, and arithmetic. In middle school and high school, we also learn biology, chemistry, maybe physics. We read works of literature. We learn history and the arts, might even play sports. Lifelong friendships germinate from these activities. We may also learn languages spoken by other humans around the world. We participate in all the seasonal rituals that we retain in modern society as a binding force that brings us together. Adulthood arrives. 21 years go by. At a speed of 30 kilometers per second, Earth completed 21 orbits around the sun, a total of 20 billion kilometers through space. All along, humans invent, refine, and perfect anti-personnel weapons such as landmines, assault rifles, missiles, and bombs, any one of which can end a life in an instant. Wars have taken a staggering and tragic toll on human life since pre-civilization. Yet even excluding organized armed conflict, humans find reasons to murder other humans at a rate that exceeds 400,000 per year. Yes, worldwide, humans commit homicide more than 1,000 times per day. On my deathbed, I'd be sad to miss the clever inventions and discoveries that arise from our collective human ingenuity, presuming the systems that foster such advances remain intact. That's what fueled the exponential growth of science and technology in my lifetime. I'd further wonder whether civilization's arc of social progress will continue with all its fits and starts, and thus reward any time traveler from the oppressed spectrum of humanity who chose to visit the future rather than the past. On the whole, I don't fear death. Instead, I fear a life where I could have accomplished more. An epitaph worthy of a tombstone comes from the 19th century educator Horace Mann. I beseech you to treasure up in your hearts these my parting words. Be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity. Our primal urge to keep looking up is surely greater than our primal urge to keep killing one another. If so, then human curiosity and wonder, the twin chariots of cosmic discovery, will ensure that starry messages continue to arrive. These insights compel us, for our short time on Earth, to become better shepherds of our own civilization. Yes, life is better than death. Life is also better than having never been born. But each of us is alive against stupendous odds. We won the lottery only once. We get to invoke our faculties of reason to figure out how the world works. We also get to smell the flowers. We get to bask in divine sunsets and sunrises and gaze deeply into the night skies they cradle. we get to live and ultimately die in this glorious universe.
Yeah, man, I really love Star Talk Radio. I should have mentioned that earlier. That's another podcast out there, and he does it on YouTube too. Neil deGrasse Tyson is a brilliant guy. A lot of people knock him because, you know, he comes out on the TV and everybody goes, he's just saying things that we don't know. I mean, and he does have fucking ADHD-ADD. I mean, seriously. It's okay. He does. But he used that to better understand what we now know as hell. I mean, life. I just wanted to share that little bit with you guys. I hope you enjoyed. And, yeah, man, that's a big question. Why are we here, huh? Something for you to do. Things to do. Things to ponder about. More coming up next.
Things to do. Part who cares shall I, or shan't, or shall I, just say, I, as I sit back pondering what I shall do with this episode number 200, and fuck who knows what episode I'm on. All I know is that I have to start making some effort to keep on keeping on. A half semi-decent show. So here we go with a rhyming bit from a slimy critic, hitting all his buttons from a distance. But what the fuck do you know, bro, about the rhyming flow? You're just a wannabe pimp, a onlooker on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever gets you Instagram of hard and off. Basically you get your dick hard when you figured out how to diss out a dish on one of the world's most semi-non or near not even close to being famous, pretty much a near miss. Holy shit, flying through heaven's hell in a shit bag. Well, what do you know? Hell, would you look at that? Or in this case, listen to this. I just put two words together, like 1 to the 3, like A, B, Z. That just nullified me as the greatest MCP on this earth from here to the devil's turf. MCP stands for Most Common Podcaster. I'm the one you should be cursing when you don't get your package from Amazon. Oh Amazon, why are you so late? I ordered you on the 5th of December. How could you be so late? Hey, full of shit. Amazon, how do I go on? I ordered my gift on a Secret Santa holiday to a woman I'll never get. Now I look like a fucking moron, sitting empty-handed, with no package in tow. Santa and his retarded reindeers could have gotten here faster than you, bro. Oh Amazon, what will you make me order this year? 2023 is near and yet I still have no fucking idea of what we'll do. So I'll just think of things to do. For this little raplet I will split it into two. Just me versus the whole world, Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, even just a single Jew. Oh calm down, it was just a joke. Kind of light concentration in your orange juice. But I should get off this topic before I am chopped head up like Will Smith at the Oscars. Slapped to the face and 10 years later, dude's going to make more money than me or you put together, plus add 10 Chinese sweatshop workers, put that shit all together and we still wouldn't have enough to cover the price of emission to get in the next Will Smith movie, directed also by him. The name of the movie will probably be like something along these lines. Will Smith, a boy from Philly, presents a slap heard around the world. I'm sure they'll make 3 documentaries, a movie and a side comedy. It's kind of funny, but it's the truth that motherfucker will make more than us in one day than our whole lifespans on this earth. You can even add in the sweatshop workers who are making you this iPhone, or iTablet, whatever platform you're listening on. Fuck it, I had it. I'm off to my next text-to-speech, but I hope you guys all enjoy the holidays and especially the new year, and the same torment we had every year since we started keeping count. Well, I'm off for now, but like I said and like I always will, take care of yourself and your one another. P.S. My next text-to-speech is going to get fucking dark, like finding an Asian kid in an Asian crowd type of darkness. I'm going to bring this whole human race down to our level, give them a shovel and say, I'll be back, when these rich fucks figure out that life isn't worth living with all these troubles.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. It's the next day. It is Christmas Eve. Believe it or not, it's 3:33 a.m. December 24th. I'll be up though, because you know I got presents to open. Nah, I'm just kidding. Hey, I wanted to be the first to say Merry Christmas Eve. I was supposed to get this out yesterday. I'm trying to stay true to the 3 episodes a week, but, with the holidays and everything, and I had a little break there, it's been a little tough. But I didn't want to, oh, shit, drop something. I didn't want to, the hell did my crack go? What happens if you drop crack? Does it go all over the place? Like, is it useless? Did you ever drop a pill into a carpet? Like, or were you ever, like, on pills enough, and, like, I don't know, you drop it into the carpet, and I'm not talking about, like, a pill that's, like, in the whole form. Like, you crush it up, and you gotta, like, I don't know, roll up a dollar bill. For you players out there, it's $100 bill, you roll it up, and then you breathe out by accident, and it goes all over the place, and then you're licking everything. Anyway, off topic. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I wanted to get this episode. I was gonna pause that, and I just couldn't do it. It's not that it's funny. Alright. I wanted to, sorry, my voice was, a little bit messed up. I sang all those Christmas songs. They weren't, like Bing Crosby or that was me singing. I just, I had to change my voice so much. So I basically sang every song. So my voice is a little hoarse. Where did that term come from? My voice is a little hoarse. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I'll have to look that up. I don't even know why I hit things to do part 3, start recording, because I literally had nothing to really talk about. I did want to just get on. I did put a little raplet. I'm sorry. Yeah, or the fuck, a raplet, but it wasn't a raplet. It was a thing for Spotify users, or any podcaster. They will give you a chance to put you on their feature Spotify list for podcasters. So I seen it before, and I finally submitted my show, which I could have did a while ago, but I was like, I don't think I'm ready for that, but I don't know. I guess maybe because it's the holidays, I'm like, you know what? I'll fucking just do it. I'm not expecting anything. I know people can get nominated. I know people could get, I don't even know what you get. So let's say I win this thing, right? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about out there, who doesn't do any podcasts or anything, or any kind of show, that basically means that your episode would be in the front. So basically the front of, if you open up Spotify, this is just for Spotify, it would be like on the front, like top picks, something like that, or check out these new podcasters, these trending podcasters. I think it's something like that. And I finally did that. I don't think, I still don't think my show is to that level. My show is not that good. That's just me. I know it's not. I don't even know why you fucks listen. I don't know. Maybe it's you like it either when I do funny shit, I make fun of you, make fun of myself. I don't know. You guys are a bunch of fucking animals, and I'm the one that has to sit here and pick up the pieces. No, I do this mainly because, well, anybody that's heard this shit, I'm not going to go over all of it, because this is things to do, and I don't want to get into it. But this is something for you to do. And I say this with I don't want to say a heavy heart, because I don't understand what that means, but I want to say this with being, I don't want to say empathetic, because I don't know how to say the word. I just want to say this for people that are struggling out there, and you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to. I was in the same boat. Now, I did talk about this a little bit. I don't think I told the whole story. But, I was in a dark place, and I don't mean like a dark place where like I my clothes were ripped and I had a knife in my hand and I was gonna go start killing animals. You know, not that kind of dark place. Just like a dark place, like I don't know where I want to go with my life. So instead of being like that badass with the knife in his hand and ripped clothes, I was the pussy crying on the bed. I honestly did cry, like for a whole day. I did talk about that part. And, you know, if you're laughing, I understand. I think guys are allowed to cry every 10 years. I believe that's fair. A guy could cry every 10 years. That's barring like a funeral, like his father, his mother, or loved one, close loved one. I get that. Other than that, a guy can have a breakdown. So, it was right after I had the breakdown, I started doing podcasting. And I even tried to smoke weed to kind of get my mind off shit. So, I did everything you could think of without really going into heavy drugs. And I just started doing podcasting and I just started talking and I just started thinking of shit like, hey, what if I do this? What if I do a skit? What if I do that? And I just realized this is fucking insanity. Like, this is just crazy. Nuts. And it got me to do more. And it got me to care about more people than just myself. Sorry, I was just checking, making sure the mic was still connected there. It got me to open up. I went outside a lot more. And just, I didn't even want to go to the store. People always like, well, maybe you're depressed. And I'm like, no, I'm not depressed. But maybe I was. I don't know. I don't like these fucking labels. I never did. I like the alphabet disease because it sounds funny. My father said to me, not to switch subjects because this is on the same story. He said to me today, he's like, maybe you're depressed. And I'm like, why do fucking people think they're doctors, one? And even if they are, why do they assume you're depressed? Like, if I'm depressed, I'm not going to be like, oh, you know what? That's it. You fucking nailed it. I'm not depressed anymore. All right, goodbye. Oh, that's all. That's it. You just had to say those words and magically I'm cured. No, that's not how depression works. Usually nobody wants to fucking talk. And then you got one of those people, or maybe you have a good friend. Maybe you're lucky and you're one of those people in life that have a good friend that actually come up to you and say, hey, look, I know you're going through it. I'm here for you if you need anything, but just remember, rent's due on the 15th or the 1st or whatever day you gotta pay. And then it's just like, and, I am not lucky in that department, so I had to figure all this shit out on my own. So basically, life experience. I just hit fucking 40. I don't feel 40. Mentally, I feel like I'm 60. But that's just because I probably either watch too much TV and study too much shit on Google, YouTube. I read up on things. Did I say I was going to be honest? Let me say that again. I watch things. No, I do. I read a couple things, but I mainly watch things. And I'm speeding through this because I didn't realize the show was already this long. But you got to do things for you, because at the end of the day, unless you have somebody with money and they're going to just buy your fucking problems, you got to do things for you. So it doesn't have to be a podcast. I've said this many times. You could do a podcast. Anchor's a good place, but you could do anywhere. You could just get a recording. Just talk about what might make you feel better. You don't have to publish it. And this is not me trying to talk you up to do a show. That's not what this is about, so don't get that shit twisted. You guys know I keep it 100 with you all the time. And, sometimes I don't know why the holidays are tougher. I don't get it, because you know what? January 2nd, I'm gonna feel the same, barring a fucking asteroid hitting the Earth, or, I don't know, a meteor, whatever the fuck, or anything, maybe a zombie apocalypse. I'm gonna feel the same as I'm feeling now. Some days are better than others. And that's the way it is. And guess what? That's the way it is for 99.8% of the population. The other 2%, I would say 1%, but it's 2% of people, probably have all the money and they don't have no problems. And I swear to God, if I hear somebody out there, and I'm not talking about somebody who earned their money, I'm talking to the person who was born into it, okay? And I'm not going to name any names like Donald Trump or, you know, any of those assholes. The people that were born into money, and I'm not saying they don't have problems that need to be dealt with a doctor. I'm talking about like, oh, you don't get it. Just because you have money doesn't mean you have problems. Like, really? Like, what? Are you fucking shitting me? You're gonna sit there and compare yourself to a starving kid in fucking Antarctica who has to fucking take like one of those Eskimo dog thing sleds traveling 30 miles a day to go kill themselves a penguin so they can feed themselves? Or on a more serious note, kids in Africa, kids in fucking Turkey, Guam, Afghanistan, India. There's so many places. Even in Philly, people are out there on the streets right now, tonight, fucking cold, hungry, no place to go. No place to go. No place to be with loved ones. And it's not because they were drug addicts. I know a lot of people out there who are not on drugs. Most of them are, but a lot, I would say 2 out of the 60 I know are not on drugs. And I'm not trying to be funny, but in a way it's true. But what else do you expect them to do? What do you think's going to get them through their day? Honestly, they're out there and they have nothing. And it's like, oh, well, it's that time of the season. Let's be nice to them. How about let's be nice to them every fucking day of the year? Let's be nice to each other. You know, and the person, what I was getting into about with money, stop your fucking belly aching. You're literally going, you don't understand, I got money, but that's not all the... Go fuck yourself. You can literally fly like a doctor out to check your ball sack. No, there's no lump there, stop worrying. You know what I mean? These fucking people. Anyway, just because it's that time of the year, like everybody is supposed to be, oh, it's that time of the year. After January 1st, it's like, you know, it's January 2nd rolls around, fuck you. You gotta spare some change. Go fuck yourself. I don't got shit. Let me tell you something. This is from no bullshitting, because I'm gonna end it right here. There are some assholes in this world. Alright, I'm an asshole, but I'm telling you, there are some motherfucking assholes. And I'll give you an example. I was in my store while I did mention Dave earlier, so this kind of was relating back to that. I was in that store, and I'm in line. I waited, you know, my turn, you know, whatever. I know the lady who was working there. And this lady's obviously busy. They're short-staffed. And I get in line. I'm in line. You know, I didn't have much. I was like, let me get a pack of cigarettes. Long story short, this guy literally comes over through everybody and says, hey, you got somebody, the machine's down. He's talking about the lottery machine. The lottery machine. And I literally said out loud, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, right to him, looking at him, because I'm the type of dude that's going to say it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? But I'm lying there on that part. I didn't say fucking. I said, are you kidding me? Because it was a lady working, and I do have manners. I was raised with sisters. But I was like, are you kidding me? And I looked right at him, and you could tell it was like, are you fucking kidding me? But I didn't say that. And he didn't say nothing to me, by the way. And then I'm like, and then I remember saying, you can't tell? Like, she's busy? I was like, can't you wait a minute? This lady didn't say one word to this guy. She just looked over at him and said, "I'm so sorry," or something. I couldn't really remember, but I knew there was a guy on the other side who was putting cigarettes away. So he wasn't really doing as much work as she was. He was just putting cigarettes, and plus he was a manager. So I look and I said, "There's a guy over there working. Why didn't you just ask her? What is she gonna do? She doesn't run the lottery machine. She's a fucking cashier at a Wawa." You know, like whatever your local store is, that's a Wawa to us. Anyway, that's what I want to get on. And like, not only did he asked again. And then I said, the guy over there. I was like, then I said, "You gotta be kidding me," to her. I was like, "I can't believe," but then I'm like, you know what? I can. So, that's just one incident. I could tell you story after story, and that's like better stories. But that's what I mean. Assholes. Straight up assholes. Whatever. This episode was about like things to do, and it just went into like, I don't know, its fucking own, I don't know, its own whatever. Holy shit. Oh my god. You know what it is? Like, I want to get off this fucking recording, and I'm already recording for what, 16 minutes, 30 seconds just about. I already had 40-some minutes on this show. I did some yet the day before. And, I got that, fucking holiday hour or whatever. I hope you guys enjoy that. I mean, I just don't record the song once. I have to listen to it, and then I upload it, and I make it sound as best I can. But, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't know if I'm gonna add anything else. I know the next part you'll hear is me trying to explain why I left the Spotify thing up there, and it was kind of like a blooper, so it's like a minute of me like fucking up, which is nothing new. Alright, peace out, guys. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, go fuck yourselves. I love yous all. It's that time of the year, and like always, go fuck yourselves. This is Jimmy James, coming at you December 24th, 2022, saying good night, good morning, good afternoon, and goodbye. Peace. Up next, what you're about to hear is Jimmy James fucking up incredibly on this thing we call entertaining people. Here we go. Hey, what's up, guys? Alright, so the reason why I played that little tidbit of getting hot on Spotify, that's my title, but I just copied and pasted that. So, the reason why I did that is because I want to know why I wasn't picked yet. It's just hurt my feelings, and there's just so many emotions. No, seriously, guys. You guys are not doing a good job. I haven't been featured yet. I don't have $1 million in my bank account. Nah, I'm just kidding. I think I got about 300,000 things on my brain, but I'll try to pick one. Alright, so honestly, the reason why I did put that on there, all bullshit aside, I'm playing around over here, I can't have too many things on my plate, is because don't be deterred if you're just starting out in the podcasting game. You could be, I don't know, just starting out, just wanting to start out saying, hey, you know what? I got a good idea for podcasting. I like to keep polo scores. You know, something. I don't know. You know, like, I like to keep the weight of the horses at the horse track. And you could just be like, well, Johnny coming out and, you know, stupid shit. I don't feel like doing a whole bit. Almost time for my coffee. Some people will say I'm all over the place, but I feel like I'm always in the same spot. Getting back, let's rewind all that. Alright, so I wanted to get into some weird shit here, and,
this is what I like to do. I don't know why, but it's something to do. Things to do. Right now it is Christmas Eve. Yeah, it's taken me forever to do this, so, let's jump right into it.
NANI? Easy! Nope.
I like it, Kaji.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Oh my god! Are they not recording? Are you recording, Crickshaw? Oh my god! That was disgusting!
You just tuned in just to see how crazy I am, blah blah blah. That has to be like on the end of a joke, like, knock knock. Who's there? Aren't you glad aren't you glad it isn't a banana eye? So this one time long ago. Nope, that wasn't the right button. Jesus Christ. Did I tell you guys I won the podcast award? Shit, I totally forgot. It was actually under a couple things. The award was greatest showmanship ever.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Alright, so, yeah, I'm just seeing if they had anything new. I guess they don't. So, I guess I'm just gonna,
Shut up!
Wait. Fine. If that's how you feel, I'm done with this then. I'm just done. What's up, guys? This is Jimmy James. Just one more thing. If you listen to me on this, Spotify, Anchor, any platform you're on right now, you can also follow me on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, Facebook. Like I said, you could do it all. You can go on there, you can like me, you can hate me, you can dislike, approve, unapprove, whatever. Whatever you think I need to do to approve. Or to get your approval. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I care for. I just care for your approval. But for now, this is me just saying goodbye.
Bye, world.
Okay, Jim, I'll see you around. Where you going? Oh, no. Oh, that's not what I thought he meant by that at all.
Goodbye, everybody.
It's a Christmas miracle. One horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the day. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one horse open sleigh. Woo, hey, bells, hey, 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 bells, hey. Woo, jingle bells, jingle all the day. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one horse open sleigh. Woo, hey, bells, hey, 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 bells, Christmas miracle. One horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the day. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Bells, jingle bells, jingle all the day. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the day. It's a Christmas miracle. One-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the day. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the day. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the day. It's a Christmas miracle. One-horse open sleigh.